Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Difficult win 2 runs ago. Very, very easy win. Last run. This run. Oh my word. M3FPYKKP. Take a deep breath. I'm so sorry. But also, you should see your face. What's the problem? The problem is obvious. We have 1 HP. 1 HP is tenuous. The secondary problem is that we have 16 rate of fire. Something has to be done. Tertiary problem is that we got marked as our item room item. Okay, so how do you get around this? We're starting to get there. I'm starting to see the light. Here's the thing. Don't let your rate of fire being bad convince you to take marked, which is a bad item. Feel free to at me. Most people are cowards. They say, don't at me, don't at me. This is a contentious issue, whether or not marked is bad. I think I'm on the side of the majority. By the way, if you're gonna say, well, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, get out. This is not the time for cowardice. This is the time to make a stand. I'm gonna try right here. Could be a secret room. We need people who are okay making bold, you know, equivocated statements with no ambiguity. I was really hoping for a spirit heart. We do have one here. Alright, so all's forgiven there. Now, we could be cool. Are we gonna take marked? Almost certainly not. But there is probably, I should say, some chance for us to do something with that item room. If we get chargeable shots, we want marked, because it's just a charge. Or a tears up, I should say. While charging, it's not like they can force us to shoot, so it's just a tears upgrade. But I think for now, I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna hold up, and we're gonna see, maybe we'll get lucky enough to get per throw or something like that. Presumably, it's pretty unlikely, but could happen. We're also actually planning, and so far so good, on using the D12, which we just did. Thank you. The idea behind it is pretty simple. You know, we want to be able to blow up pots. We get money out of pots. That money could reroll the shop into giving us something useful. Again, you're never going to reroll into a Tinted Rock. I use D12 pretty much every time I get it and have no other option, which is surprisingly frequently. However, I don't think I've ever re-rolled a rock into a Tinted Rock. What I have done, you know, is re-roll a rock into a pot, blow it up with a rock that got re-rolled into TNT, and then use that to get enough money to buy something useful in the shop. There's no question we're in tight early. Our item room has betrayed us. It was a betrayal of the highest order. We also, if you want to talk about low rolls, we also low rolled our floor. We're on the cellar instead of the basement. So there's all sorts of little things. I wouldn't say conspiring to tear us down, but, you know, HP, rate of fire, item room, floor generation. To a certain extent, our active item is also kind of garbage. But we're working on it. Taking our time to perfect the beat, and I still got love for the streets. It's the EGG. Yera. Justice. Okay, we're gonna do something unusual. We're going to Justice first. Take the bomb, blow this up, and then probably Yera. I'm still gonna Yera the results. Okay, we got 2 items. Sack of Sacks and Rune Bag. That's, it might not seem like it yet. Oh, I walked into that. Might not seem like it yet. That's an extremely great reroll. Not reroll, but an extremely great turn of events, let's say. Sure, I'll take Empress. I really thought we can get a Spirit Heart there. Rune Bag will give us the Degas and Alges we need to survive with 1 HP, assuming we can live long enough to make it work. And, I mean, Sack of Sacks just is, it's a payout of, like, the highest order. So I think, all things considered, we're going to consider ourselves to have navigated through this floor pretty well so far. Who's our boss? Widow. I'm still gonna pop the Empress just because, you know, first off, it's a champion. I don't think that makes any difference when it comes to damage dealt, but like, you know, I don't really want to chance it when you got 1 HP. That's not... See, it's sad, but like the right time to start testing that stuff is when you got a great run. But when you got a great run, you're just like, dead. You don't even think about it. Spirit Heart. You beauty. Speed down is bad, but not catastrophic. Ancient Recall gives us a Death, a Hermit, and a High Priestess. I'll take a Death card. The Spirit Heart is the real money maker here. So we're going to have a really, really great chance. Oh my god, it's Curse of the Blind. Get in there. Get in there. Oh, thank god. We're going to have a really, really good chance, at least, of getting a deal with the devil on this floor. And if we don't, we probably got bigger problems. Please don't make spiders. Okay. I want enough money to maybe make our shop worthwhile. There is a golden poop here. For my money, probably the best kind of poop. I'm not fond of most. I'm sure there's probably some kind of animal feces that has industrial properties for uses. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head, but that's because I don't work in a heavy industry, you know? I guess fertilizer would be one. That makes sense. We'll buy a 7-cent item. It has no benefit for right now. We're going to use 1 bomb. Okay, and I will definitely grab this. Alright, let's get the heck out of here. This run's scaring me. It's just, I don't know if you feel the same thing I feel here, but there's an undertone of sinisterness. Like the fact that I got that speed down and now like the killing of the enemies is so slow, and you know, buying items like Dull Razor that seem to infer some sort of pain. I'm not saying we're in too tight here. I'm just saying it gives me pause for at least a brief moment here. I'm very eager to fight this boss, and I'm very eager to hopefully get a deal with the devil and then maybe start digging our way out of this hole. I don't know. I don't think we're getting much out of it, you know, this particular setup right here. One of these pots, we already got Swallow Penny. I'm expecting, if not a quarter, at least a few cents paid out. I'll live with that, okay? That might have come from the poop, but it is what it is. Okay, we're gonna have no bombs for this fight. Even a Bracano rune would be like, okay. Awaz is not what I'm looking for, but, you know, not insulting. Let's hopefully signal, like, the end of things being truly kind of terrifying here. Pin. Very, very good fight. Lucky draw for us. Above all else, I'll level with you, even though it might make you a little upset, even after, you know, yesterday, or especially after yesterday's run was also pretty easy. This is a perfect Mom's Knife opportunity. Something that doesn't give us a Tears upgrade, but kind of nullifies the effects of a minor Tears detriment. Moldy Bread is fine. And we get Goat Head. I'm very happy, to be honest. But we gotta up our DPS. So we're definitely, obviously, gonna look for our item room on the rest of this floor. Are we behind schedule? Oh, yeah. Like 2 minutes behind schedule. To be 2 minutes behind schedule is like being 2 years behind, you know, your classmates when you're in first grade. It doesn't make any sense. How can you be behind schedule on the earliest floors in the game? Well, 16 rate of fire hopefully answers your question. Why am I risking anything here? Money's still worth something too. You know, if we get a oh, this is potentially good. If we get enough money, we could still buy something from our shop. We have reroll machines available in there. Sorry, we recorded a lot of videos today. Cerebral cortex starting to break down a little bit. 15 cents is enough to buy something. Well, I hate this. Yas. I gotta be honest with you. Real temptation to just AWAS myself the F out of this room. This room's real close to being an actual catastrophe, but you know what? Maybe instead of getting an item, when we don't know what it is, we could just re-roll until we get 3 Spirit Hearts. Or at least 1. I do see a Tinted Rock. The run's been very merciful with the Tinted Rocks. A little less merciful. I don't like their... They did like a Heath Ledger thing. I was like, oh, you want a Tears upgrade, huh? Oh, yuck. Alright, here's Marked. Could be worse, I guess, but... Could have been Curse of the Blind. I really... You know, maybe if you're a mouse user, I could see Marked being okay. But even then, I don't know, man. It's like coming... You know, you got Michael Jordan, he wears his shoes on the court. And then you're going, Michael, we got these incredible new shoes you got to try out. And Michael's like, I don't really want to try them. And they're like, well, it could make you jump 3/4 of an inch higher. We extrapolate that to be worth a block and a half per game. Michael Jordan's like, I don't want to try it. And they're like, I don't understand why he's so close-minded. Well, maybe because he's Michael Jordan. And what he's done to this point, oh no, has taken him, you know, to being the best basketball player of all time. Now, I'm not quite at that level, arguably. I think we're going to wait for the shop on the next floor. The money's the same floor to floor. At least on the next floor, we're probably going to know what we're buying. And we're going to AWAS here. You know, Marked, yeah, maybe it lets us shoot 1/8 of a second faster. That adds up. I'm not disputing the value of a, you know, 2 or 3 tiers up on the stat screen. All I'm saying is that I think the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Not because I'm afraid of experimenting. This is more of a situation where Michael Jordan has used the shoes many, many times in the past, and people are like, Michael, you're using the shoes wrong. Now, I'm not really Michael Jordan. I'm probably more of like a, I don't know, like a Marcus Camby type. You know, probably like overrated yet underappreciated. Playing a cursed franchise. I don't even know who Marcus Camby played for. I just read it in a listicle somewhere, I'm sure. Okay. So we have HP. Whoa. But that's pretty much all we've got for now. We really, really are leaning on Goathead. Goathead has to give us some kind of DPS improvement or an unbelievable defense up. Not this floor necessarily. You know, we can absorb a Krampus on this floor, but within the next 2 or 3 floors, if it doesn't happen, we're going to be in a world of hurt. There you go, Tech X. That saves us a lot of heartache. It also circumvents, to a modest extent, the need for us to fully charge a shot. So our tiers stat is not as bad anymore because we can pump out shots much more regularly that, I mean, are substantially larger without a doubt as well. So I think you don't need me to tell you this is not an XL floor. What on earth? You don't need me to tell you this, I'm sure, but you know, it's one of the best items in the game, Tech X. It's also, it's good for 2 reasons. One is it's good. I tried. The other reason is that it doesn't need really anything else to be good. So we're going to do something here. We're going to duplicate all this. It's an Ace of Clubs. We're going to take Red Candle. We're never going to use Red Candle is the thing. So we're not really going to worry about taking it with us. We basically did just want to donate here. And again, the run was relatively rude to us, in my opinion. It said, hey, we don't want your money's no good here. So be it. But is D12 worse than Red Candle? Yes. If we took Red Candle, would we ever use it? Probably not. Because I wouldn't even say content. I think we're in a situation where, you know, the 2 seconds that we would be not using Tech X in order to make Red Candle pop is worth less than the damage we would gain from using Red Candle. And I don't think that's even close to incorrect. It might be close to questionable. But I think it's very reasonable when you think about it. Even though it was free, And even though this item is worse 9 out of 10 times, I think we're in the 10 out of 10th time, where, like, specifically, red candle's just not as good as our tiers. That definitely was not the case on that soy milk run. And I still have the utmost respect to red candle for that. But, you know, you don't use, pliers to drive a nail. You don't use a hammer to pull, coin out of your kid's ear. I don't know what you use pliers for, except you bend a coat hanger. I don't know. What I'm saying is you need the right tool for the right job. Now, the D12 is not the right tool. However, red candle is the wrong tool. And hopefully I don't regret that. I'm pretty stoked, though. Like, the Tech X pickup it's as good as it gets as far as items go. We were really given, like, a golden gift there. And we got to be very thankful to the game. You know, I had some not so nice words about the fact that we got marked, and it came through and said, oh, you don't like marked, huh? Well, all right. How about one of the best items in the game? And I said, trying to maintain a certain level of dignity, I went, yeah, that's pretty good. Thank you. That'll do. Okay, I guess I can make it work. Because I can take it back if you want something. No, I wouldn't want you to go through the trouble. Oh, it's no trouble at all. I could give you a new... No, that's okay. I like it. Tech X is good. Thank you. If this is Magic Mush... you have my word. I will donate $100 to charity. Alright, sorry. Pretty messed up, Isaac. You know, I try to do something nice and you go, nah, it's not worth it. Should have said $1 million. It would make them... Ed would have to answer for that at some point. Okay, definitely we want Cat o' Nine Tails, easy. Okay, well this is, everything about this is really good. If you want to win the run, it's very simple. You just take Satanic Bible. But we're going to start with Empty Vessel. Then we're going to take Satanic Bible. Then we're going to re-roll all these. I would love to, but I genuinely just don't think it's a smart idea. Like, Succubus would be pretty good. Humbling, or Contract from Below would be pretty good. Because of Goathead, we can come back in. That's true. But we don't have any battery charges. What we do have is the ability to fly, combined with the lowest speed I've seen in a functional run in a long time. We get Mystery Sack. If we can buy a battery charge, I could probably be persuaded. And I would take Succubus just for damage at this point. Haha. They made the streamer walk more. Please. I'm parched for batteries. I beg you. Is that Ace of Spades? Yeah, we're not going to get a battery charge. So I think we're just going to leave. But first, everybody, welcome Tomo to the show. Tomo. Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop. Tomo. Bap, 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 beep, boop, boo. Beep, 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 boop, beep, boop. Tomo. Bap, boop, beep, beep, boop, boo. Always nice to have someone who enjoys my musical stylings. Thank you, Tomo. You're welcome. You're welcome as well, buddy. Oh, who's a good boy? Who's a good boy who got scared because some strangers came and performed maintenance on our apartment? That's you, buddy. That's you. Safety scissors. I mean, it has given us something so far. I'm willing to go into our curse rooms now. Kind of still playing it slightly conservatively, but I'm hoping for that Guppy Dream. It works so nicely with Tech X. Empty Vessel. The invincibility is not to be trifled with. But, you know, it's not our ideal form of invincibility. Really, we're going to be looking at like an Algiz rune if we hit a moment where things become critical. For now, though, this should be the floor that kind of signals that we're set, that we're going to win. And that's very exciting. Turns out we probably could have taken Succubus, but who knows, dude. You know, the spirit of Isaac is not necessarily take as many items as you can without going under. I think it's like take as many items as are necessary to ensure a fun and hopefully successful run. Sure, I'll pay 3 cents for this. And then blow it up because I don't want red hearts anyway. And I'll pay 15 cents for who knows. It's little baggy. Fantastic. What a wonderful item for me and for mine. It's one of those things where I think like little baggy is one of those items that it shows up more often when there's a Curse of the Blind, but is obviously just the exact example of like observer bias, because you almost never pick it up unless you're unless you have Curse of the Blind or placebo, maybe. Not placebo, PhD. But maybe placebo on top of PhD. Capricorn. This is extremely good. Well, all of our consumables have migrated very slightly, so we will pick them up here instead of on the previous room. And it's a bad trip, that's fine. You're a bad trip. You can rely on your devil deals. You can rely... no, it doesn't work very well. I still got, you're a Ruka. And he likes to meow for wet food, but he isn't hungry at all. You can rely on your Tomo, buddy. You can rely on your Tomo, buddy. You're a Ruka. Right, Tomo? He's not. He's trying to get to sleep now. The belts. We need the speed, so I'm happy. We'll definitely take one. Low Bram. I think we can afford to take two here. And I have Belial / the thrill of the fight. I don't know how useful this actually is when you have Tech X. If it doubles the efficacy of Tech X after it pierces a single enemy, obviously that's unbelievably good. Otherwise, I would say that you know, it's not really what we're looking for. But you know, it's the beauty of having such a strong run and an item that allows us to renew our Spirit Hearts and Demon Hearts as often as we'd like, or as often as we're able, really. But you know, oh, I knew he was gonna get me there. You find yourself in these situations where, you know, you can afford to be a little reckless. So this run definitely had a loss built into it somewhere. I mean, the irony, and I'm almost ashamed to admit it because it's so sneaky, you might not have even noticed I did anything wrong. And neither did I until I just thought about it. But it turns out it would have been substantially smarter, well, smarter is the wrong word. There's a judgment in there. It would have been substantially stronger, our run, that is, if we had taken Marked, as of right now. Assuming we didn't die to Marked's shenanigans, we would now have presumably 10 rate of fire. So it would be like, you know, almost twice as strong, really. Hopefully, that's the kind of thing that's not going to matter. Doesn't seem like it will. But it is worth noting, you know, for all of my belly aching about Marked, if we'd been able to surrogate it for a couple of floors, it probably would have turned out. Now, what's the learning lesson there? The learning lesson there is that there's not always a lesson to learn. Because if the lesson you take away from that is, well, next time we'll take Marked early and just hope we get something that improves our ability to fly, or our ability to charge, I should say, I think you're going to lose more often than you're going to win from that particular style of play. But you may disagree. Either way, that's the beauty of Isaac, you know? There are definitely situations... If we had 20 rate of fire when we started the run, is that enough to get us to take Marked? Certainly puts me a little closer. Can't really say I would say no to it. So it's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Dare I add the word at the end? Quite interesting indeed. Quite interesting indeed. It's basically... That takes the Michael Caine impression from... loving homage to direct ripoff of The Trip starring Steve Coogan and Rob D, whose last name Dryden. Rob Dryden, is that correct? When he talks loudly, he talks very loud indeed. We're probably going to take Guppy's head. The only thing is we have not seen item room or shop. Obviously, like, boss rush is like a whisper of a memory right now. Not gonna happen. Did I see the item room and just go, don't take this? Or did I not go, I didn't go right, okay. I gotta hand it to this run as well. I think just about every floor has had a curse that's tripped me up a little bit. Curse of the Blind, for sure. Don't even get me flipping started on not being able to see the map. You scared the crap out of me.
I dare scared.
She doesn't even... So I heard something behind me like a moment ago. And I was like, oh, maybe Tomo wants out. I look behind me. my wife, all I see is an erratic movement. She throws a dab at me. It was basically like I look behind me and it was like, you ever see Psycho, where the lady opens the shower curtain and gets stabbed? Like, this is basically what I saw. That's how my brain interpreted it.
Yeah, but that dabbed.
She did dab. And she's not holding a knife.
I dab scared you.
That was a dab scare, no question about it. That was terrifying. I don't want Bob's brain, Mom. Every single run. Oh, eat your Bob's brain. It's good for you. No. I'm a grown-up. You should believe me when I tell you I don't want this item anymore. But it's got riboflavin. It's a mouth joke, basically. I'm sorry. Do we... Okay, yeah, we decided we didn't want it. Well, we got a good beat on the Guppy Dream. Good beat on the Guppy Dream, and you know the run it seems. Daffodils and booty boop, booty 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 boo. Did you guys see that tweet I made? I mean, it's not my content. I stole it from Jeopardy, basically, but one of my favorite archetypes for Jeopardy incorrect answer is book smart person getting popular culture highly incorrect in a humorous way. Yeah, I'm realizing now I definitely told you. But I still can't get over the fact that this lady thought that Jack White was Eminem. I'm not making fun of her. Sometimes people, they don't have much of a sense of humor about that. They're like, oh, because she doesn't... Maybe she listens to Brahms instead of modern popular music and you look down on... No, I'm just making fun of her. Trust me, I've watched Jeopardy with some snobs in my day. I know what they're like as well. You know... Oh, another sports ball category. Meanwhile, you know, which book of the Bible does blah blah take place in? I don't know. He doesn't even know the King James Bible. I'm just sticking up for the Jeopardy categories that the average person gets correct on average, you know? It's also hilarious that that one lady thought that Uncle Kracker was Kid Cudi, but like, you know, I'm not holding it against her. I'm just finding amusement where otherwise I would see only despair. So we've lost our ability to fly. Only because Empty Vessel is not at the level of HP where he gets triggered right now. So we need... We need to get a deal with the devil on this floor. Something tells me that's not going to be much of a problem. Apart from that, this run is just cruising. I'm a little disappointed, as you might expect, that our donation machine clogged after like 4 donations, but, you know, it's not our first rodeo. We've been down this road before. Trinket Smelter. We're not doing anything with our money, so we might as well. You know, I could be persuaded to possibly take Box of Friends, but why are we taking Box of Friends? To double up on Little Brimstone? Who cares, right? Like, Tech X is doing our damage right now. It's all good, it's all gravy, but I'd rather have Satanic Bible. If I was gonna roll anything over Satanic Bible, it definitely would have been Guppy's Head, just for some kind of extra offense. Like, don't take this as complaining. As I've said many times, this run is set, and it's very merciful that it's put us in that position. But, and you know, there's always a but with a sentence like that. Could still use a little bit of a DPS improvement. Like, the rate of fire has gone way up thanks to Torn Photo. Loving the payouts from all the sacks I got going on here, of course, but, you know, there's no substitute for, like, just an incredibly high damage run that bodies the Christ out of every room you go into. Sure, you know, it's that run where we made soy milk work and complained about it every inch of the way, but ended up, you know, leaving us looking in a relatively positive light. That's cool. That's cool. But it's not as cool, or should I say, there's more things in life than winning a hard run all friggin' night. What we should be doing, finding a way, and presumably Guppy will make this happen if we're able to make it work, is finding a way to basically walk into a room and be like, We got it. This run's already settled. Do we have, like... I swear to God, we've had rooms where it seems like we basically have shielded tiers. The enemy shots are just dying. Checking all golden chests. Give you a couple of good reasons for that. One is they have good items like Steven, which we already got, but it's used as an example. The other one is that they might have items we don't see all that often. Which is another reason that we should probably, whenever we remember, make an effort to go to secret rooms. Plenty of items that you can find on there are, you know, it's very easy to forget about the secret room items on a run that's already cruising. And then, you know, you realize, oh, we need raw liver. Oh, we need skeleton key. We need pyro. You know, there's like 100 items in there. The odds of getting an item in the secret room are like, you know, 1 in 12 or something like that. So you really want to start incrementing those numbers as quickly as possible. Rotten penny. All right. So it did take us 27 minutes to get here. Don't let it get you down. We have a run that is very, it's easier to win than our last run, despite the fact that the damage output is like markedly slower. We also, I mean, we got other things on the go. Like we have to, and I'll take both of these. It gives us Horror Babylon, but it also gives us the Empty Vessel effect. We do need to do the reroll, or not reroll, but the rerun, which requires us to do like 5 runs. I'm gonna save that for a run where we're just unbelievably dominant. I'm not saying it has to be mega, but this run, it's hard for me to justify starting a 90-minute video 30 minutes in. I really wanted, like, that's a situation, and I think I'm well within my purview to say this. We should probably just, like, get Mom's Knife from our first deal with the devil, and then be like, okay, now we're in. And if we ever lose Mom's Knife, then the run is over. Remember last save file? Sure. Remember last save file when I did rerun, but accidentally said no on the final opportunity and thus missed out on our chance for the achievement? Haha, those were the days. By the way, not the right decision to get rid of Satanic Bible. However, I was interested, and I'm glad that it kind of came up. What kind of tears are we going to get from Tammy's head? The answer is eyeball tears, which I was not thinking. I was thinking it was going to be like technology lightning bolts, like just the straight line ones. The eyeballs do get stronger. Damage output from it seems pretty weak, but you know, it's a fun setup. I think I'll probably take Blood Bag, but I'm only going to take it just before the boss. I want the speed upgrade. We're going to get a deal with the devil. If the deal with the devil is Krampus, oh well. You know, you got to let it ride sometimes. I forgot to take it. Whatever. We can afford the items at full price. Who cares? Are we going to take it? I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Let's get the heck out of here. It's not like we need the speed upgrade or the HP upgrade. We're at 1.92 speed. Our HP is fine. Please, a guppy item. Not going to happen on here. Because we've already had Guppy's head, the only one of these that can show up in golden chests. Sorry, I meant to put it in Jeopardy context. The only one of these that can show up in golden chests. What is Guppy items in the Binding of Isaac? Ooh, sorry. What is Guppy items in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth? I guess you could accept Rebirth. It doesn't matter. It's just a bit. Let's not get too pedantic, and that goes for me as well. After this is a good warm-up. This is the rare 2 daily day for me. And this is like the 5th Isaac episode or something I've recorded today, but I am eager to get this second daily done. The first one was good. By the way, the reason the other daily is still active. The reason I didn't go for it I didn't want to rank too high before the daily went longer. Usually I do the dailies like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours before they flip over. So if you see my score, it's pretty representative. If I finish at 22 when you see the video, I'm probably going to be top 30 by the time, you know, the daily's over. Today, I don't know, I might be... If I'm in 250th by the time the video ends, I might be, you know, in the quintuple digits by the end of the day. That was a very bad bit of dodging. Anyway, doesn't matter too much. This is our final deal with the devil. Let's make it count as much as we can. Krampus. So I'm very glad we didn't go back for the blood bag and by extension the eternal heart afterwards. We're not going to fights. Hush, that would be foolish. And really, you want me to fight these tough bosses? You gotta give me a faster run earlier. Any run where, you know, we're 8 minutes behind boss rush, later on you're like, hey, you wanna do delirium? Oh, you gotta sweeten the pot a little bit on top of that. Send me. So I got a bad short-term memory for Isaac-related stuff, you know. What was our longest streak within, like, the past... Within, like, the 3 months just before the starting of the third save file? I believe that we did have, like, a month of no losses or close to it. I don't know if that means we were at 60. But I would say it's certainly, like, over 30. So... does seem like there's a long way to go to even, you know, come back to some form of relevancy there. But to be fair, you know, and on the last episode, or not the last, now it's like 2 ago, but, you know, a few runs ago, we saw how tenuous it can be as well, you know. 2 things don't go your way, all of a sudden you're in a world of hurt. But those are rare. Generally, on runs where we should win, we're winning. Every time. On runs where we should lose, we're winning, but it's close. And I guess that's... I mean, there's always a little bit of luck that goes on in Eden Seed, you know? It's like, please don't leave me in a completely unworkable situation. Then there's the requisite luck on any Isaac run. Sorry if you went blind at the start of this fight here. That goes for both of us. Alright, well, not really, like, very encouraging floor here, but again, I mean, like, come on. I'm trying to be honest with my audience. I can't say to them, well, there's always the chance you die. I mean, obviously, that's implicit. There always is, but, like, you know, come on. We got Tech X. We die on this one, it's time to uninstall the game. And let's just hope that that's not prophetic. One day it will be. Hopefully not today. So, pretty bad assortment of items, or just inert. Like, it doesn't really change the game too much. But 2.3 luck means that in my world, I would expect to pick up some more items en route to the boss fight here. And dude, okay, multi-dimensional baby, when it works well. There we go. We just gotta make sure, like, we stand still when we fire Tammy's head. Then the shots actually get out there. Alright. 35, ooh. 35 minutes in. Not a long run by the whole scheme of things, just long enough to send people off to Dreamland. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Sure, why not? Do-do-do-do. Ooh. You know who composed that? Kate, do you know who composed the classic lullaby? She's right. It's, well, usually you put it in the form of a question, what is Brahms? But she is correct. I didn't know. I did not use that to try to tear you down. She said, are you trying to outsmart me? I used it as an opportunity to build you up, because I was very confident you knew the answer. Kate is a professional musician. All right, Kate, but who sings Thunderstruck? Well, it is classical music. It's classical rock. She said that's not classical music. It's just one of those situations we're gonna have to agree to disagree. You're gonna say, did you say AC/DC? She even said who is. I can't be mad. That's correct. How'd you know that? That's a guess? There was no Siri involved? She's peeling something to feed me. Oh, Persimmons, yo. Let's go. The Persimmons. I haven't had a persimmon in like 4 years. I'm down with it. You've never had a persimmon. It's a strange fruit in that, like, Kate, feel free to correct me on this. I'm pretty sure it's in season for like 2 or 3 months and is not like in North America is barely consumed at all. I only heard about persimmons when I went to Korea. And I was a 20-something pseudo, I thought I was an intellectual. Only later did I learn how little I actually knew about life. Should have listened to an Alan Jackson song, Chattahoochee. A lot about living and a little about love. Anyway, I digress. So they're like, hey, why don't you try this fruit? And I'm like, what fruit is it? And they're like, it's a persimmon. And I'm like, it sounds like you're trying to say parsnip, but you're pronouncing it wrong. And they're like, nah. And honestly, it's pretty offensive. And they were right. It's called a persimmon. It's like a sweet tomato.
No, it's not tomato.
It's
like, it tastes like sweet, super sweet yam. It's the most delicious fruit of all.
Oh, it's so good. Sorry to finish the video with my mouth full. It's a great fruit, though. Not a grapefruit. In fact, it's like quite the opposite. The only thing I will say, it's got a little bit of like it's got an earthy taste. A lot of people can't get down with that. It's got almost like a hint of the same kind of earthiness you get from a mushroom. Still good though. Anyway, was I playing video games? So 16 wins in a row. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.